Hello, guys. Ken Patterson here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. And thank you for your energy. Tonight, we're going to delve a little bit more into this Epstein thing. We're going to ask some more investigative questions. And we're going to talk about where we go from here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Put on your tinfoil caps, buckle up, and let's go. Tonight, we stop pretending this was just about one man. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, but the questions aren't. And the more documents that come out, the more it looks like this wasn't the story of a lone predator. It was the story of access. Let's be clear from the beginning. Being named in court documents is not the same as being charged with the crime. Being on a flight log is not proof of wrongdoing. Allegations are not convictions. But when the same small circle of powerful names keeps surfacing in sworn testimony, depositions, and unsealed filings, the public has a right to ask questions. Jeffrey Epstein moved an elite company. He associated with former President Bill Clinton, who has acknowledged flying on Epstein's plane for philanthropic trips and has denied any knowledge of criminal activity. He was photographed and socially connected with President Donald Trump, who has said he severed ties with Epstein long before Epstein's arrest and has denied wrongdoing. Epstein was closely linked to Britain's Prince Andrew, who settled a civil lawsuit related to allegations tied to Epstein without admitting liability. He maintained relationships with high-profile figures like Bill Gates, who has acknowledged meeting Epstein many times, multiple times, and later called those meetings a mistake. Now, these are not internet rumors. These are documented associations. Now ask yourself, how does a man without a clear financial pedigree gain this level of access to global power players? How does he secure a 2008 plea deal so lenient it stunned the prosecutors, avoiding federal charges and serving minimal jail time under work release conditions? That deal didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened inside a system. Fast forward to 2019. Epstein is arrested again on federal sex trafficking charges. He's placed in a federal jail. He's considered a suicide risk. And then, somehow, the cameras malfunction. The guards failed to check him. The most high-profile inmate in America dies. We're told it was a suicide. Maybe it was. But when a case involves billionaires, politicians, royalty, intelligence connections, and potential blackmail leverage, skepticism isn't crazy. It's rational. Then came the unsealing of documents connected to the lawsuits involving Ghislaine Maxwell, who is now serving a federal prison sentence for sex trafficking-related crimes. Names surfaced, some powerful, some famous. So let me say this clearly again. Many individuals named in those documents were not accused of crimes. Some were witnesses, some were referenced in passing, some were mentioned in context unrelated to wrongdoing. But here's the investigative question. If Epstein's operations involved sex trafficking minors to powerful individuals, and Maxwell has been convicted of helping facilitate that operation, who were the clients? Where is the full client list? Why has no broader network of high-profile prosecutions followed? Are we to believe that a global trafficking operation existed without demand from powerful people? Are we supposed to believe justice has already been fully served? Because from where many Americans are sitting, it doesn't look finished. It looks compartmentalized. And this is where it stops being partisan, guys. Clinton, Trump, Prince Andrew, Gates, different parties, different countries, different industries. This isn't red versus blue. This is powerful versus accountable. And if the law applies equally, then transparency should apply equally. Release everything that can be legally released. Unseal what can be unsealed. Stop protecting reputations at the expense of public trust. Because every time documents trickle out instead of being fully disclosed, suspicion grows. And when institutions appear to protect the elite, confidence in the justice system erodes. That's not conspiracy thinking. That's cause and effect. The victims deserved justice. They deserved protection. They deserved a system that didn't fail them in 2008 and again in 2019. This case should have been a turning point. Instead, it feels like a warning sign, a warning about influence, a warning about access, a warning about how proximity to power can insulate people from scrutiny. So here's the bottom line. If there's nothing more to expose, prove it. If no additional crimes occurred, show the evidence. If everyone named who denies wrongdoing is correct, let transparency confirm it. Sunlight does not damage the innocent. It only threatens secrets. And until every legitimate question is answered, people will continue to wonder who knew what, who was protected, and why did accountability stop where it did. This is the Ken Patterson Show, guys. And we're not asking for gossip here. We're just asking for the truth. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. And thank you for your energy, guys. I appreciate it. So, how long are we going to pretend? How long do we pretend that we don't see what is going on in our government, what is going on with the most powerful people in the world? How long do we pretend that we live in a serious country, that we live in a serious place, when we allow this kind of thing to happen in our country? We don't protect the most innocent in the country, the most vulnerable in our country, we don't protect. How long are we going to pretend that this is the way things are going to be, or this is the way things should be going? How long do we pretend that we are being ruled, and that is correct, we are being ruled by good and just men? How long do we pretend that that is the case? We all know that the beginning of the end is wickedness in high places. I believe that the biggest thing for this country is that it is destined to fall, okay? And as much as it pains me to say that, that is the truth, because of all of the history, all of the bad history. You call it conquering, and other people would call it theft. The genocides, all of the killing, all of the stealing, all of the raping, all of the pillaging that has happened at the hands of this nation around the world only solidifies the fact that this country has to fall. If you believe that you get to go through life and just kind of do people any kind of way, just kind of treat people any kind of way, inflict harm to people and families, and think that nothing is ever going to happen to you, then you are sadly mistaken. And we have to stop giving these people our currency. And our currency is our energy. We have to stop buying into this system. We have to walk away from this, or we go down with this. Right now, for us to still be getting up every day, going into these jobs, and still subscribing to this rat race is incredibly ridiculous, right? We, after everything that we know, everything that we've learned in those files, and we didn't even see the worst of it, right? We didn't even see the names of the people who really matter here, right? And I was listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day, and I think, sometimes I believe that she could be, controlled opposition, right? And maybe not. But I listened to her the other day say that Donald Trump called her and he wanted her to get off of this Epstein rant, wanted her to stop pushing for this information. And even though the information that we've seen so far about Donald Trump actually exonerates him. He wanted her to stop pushing for this information because he says that he has friends. These are his friends that could possibly be in trouble or possibly be guilty here. And my question is, what kind of person, what kind of man hangs out with these kinds of friends? And even if they were your friends before you knew any of this, now that you know this, they shouldn't be your friends anymore. If you know that these people are monsters, if you know that these people are monsters, they shouldn't be your friend. You should be forthcoming about all of this information as the President of the United States, as Commander-in-Chief, really the head of all law enforcement. You should be sending Kash Patel and his boys out to get all of these people rounded up. And Pam Bundy said that if she arrested everybody who was mentioned in this thing, our system would collapse. Well, let the system collapse. The system is collapsing whether you release the names or not. This system is done. And more and more every day, I see more people every day saying they are done with this system. They are done. They're sick of this. They're sick of this hamster wheel that we've been on all of our lives. You know, you work until you work 2/3 of your life away here. And then, you know, they want you to retire at 65, 67. And for most of us, you know, we only have a few years left after that. For, you know, some people get to live past 75, you know, some people. But for the most part, most people, after they retire, they don't have anything else to do. They just kind of fade out. And I think that's actually the plan. But knowing what we know now, knowing who these people are, how do we still get up every day and argue about this system? How do we still get up every day and argue about left or right or blue or red? How do we do that when we know what we know, when we know that there's no good in any of them? This system, no matter who we vote for, guys, this system is done. It doesn't work. It's not fair. So it's not gonna work. It's not going to work. Life is about balance, truth, justice, and reciprocity. That's what life is about. Not this system who looks the other way if you have $1 billion, who looks the other way. No matter what you did in America, if you have fame and money, you can almost get away with anything. You can definitely get anything that you want, including children trafficked to you. How long are we going to pretend that this is a real country? How long are we going to pretend that the devil is not controlling this whole thing, this whole system? And we keep sitting by complacent and letting that happen. We keep sitting by and letting the devil run the system. And I'm not talking about a little red man with a long tail and horns and a trident. That's not what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When I say the devil, when I say the spirit of evil is controlling this country. And we keep sitting by and just letting it go and letting it happen. When we, the people, should be standing up, we should be actually sitting down and letting this shit finish collapsing. Let this system finish doing what it's already doing, imploding on itself, because it's so evil. It's so evil, and it's controlled by such evil people. Their time is up. Their time is up, whether you want to believe that or not, whether you know that or not. Your evil time is up. The planet, the whole frequency of the planet is changing. Hence, them spraying the hell out of us with chemtrails every day. They don't want your frequency to wake up. This is what this is all about. This is what blocking the sun is about. The rays, the energy that you get from the sun. This is what that is all about. Keeping you from becoming the new human that you need to be. This is all about, this is why they keep us inundated with pharmaceutical commercials. They want you sick. They want you weak. They want you dumb. They want you vulnerable. And we keep buying into it. I really don't know anybody who's not on a pharmaceutical. I really don't know anybody. I'm not on a pharmaceutical. I'm not. And I'm not going to be. I refuse to be. So I'm going to do everything that I can to take care of myself, my health, my wealth. Because I'm not buying into that. That's the slow kill. The pharmaceuticals are the slow kill. That's what they give you when they're trying to just make you comfortable. They want to make you comfortable so they can ease you right on out of here and bankrupt you at the same time. Keep you addicted to a lifetime of pharmaceuticals until you die. What kind of system is this? When are we going to wake up? What kind of system is this? What kind of system does this to its own citizenry? What kind of system does this? Work you until you're an old person, where you nearly have no quality of life left. You nearly have no quality of life left. And they work you until then. And then give you this small stipend for you to live on for the rest until you die. What kind of system is this? Who will just cast away the children? Who will just throw away the children? Traffic them to predators? Who will just throw away the elderly? Who will just throw away people who have fought and died for this bullshit country, man? People who have literally wasted their lives dying for this country, for it to be what it is today. Because none of these wars were about democracy. None of these wars were about bringing justice to the world. None of these wars were about that. All of these wars, every war fought was about greed and money. It had nothing to do with freeing people, ever. It never had anything to do with freeing people. Every war ever fought was about greed and money. Stealing, raping, pillaging. Everyone ever fought. Everything we've ever been taught is a complete lie. Everything. We've been turned upside down and inside out. Everything. Our history, religion, science. They lied to us about everything. It's disgusting. And I'm disgusted, yeah. Because we have all, we've all been manipulated. We've all been programmed and controlled. And we've got to break the programming, guys. We've got to unplug from the matrix. We've got to unplug from the matrix. You still arguing about who's the best president, who was Barack Obama better than Donald Trump? Hell no. Is Donald Trump better than Barack Obama? Hell no. They're all the same dirty, man. They're all the same dirty. None of those people work for us. None of those people serve our best interest. They don't care what our best interest is. And the quicker we understand that, the better off we will be. The quicker we understand that these people don't care. There's no savior coming for us. We have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves, guys, or we're going to sink with this shit. Jump off this ship. We need to get off this sinking ship. Let them go down with the ship. But they want to take everybody down with them. They want to take everybody down with them. They burn the whole damn thing down just so that they wouldn't be caught, just so they won't be outed. They'll burn the whole damn thing down and take us all with them. If we don't stand up. Some of us can't. We have to quit siding with these people. We have to quit making excuses for these people. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve our trust. They don't deserve our money. They don't deserve anything good from us. They don't give us anything good. When was the last time the government did anything good for the American people? And I'm not talking about not taxing tips. I'm not talking about gas prices down 10 cents a gallon. I'm not talking about 50,000 points on the Dow. When has the government done anything good for your bottom line? Ever. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing, actually. It's embarrassing to live here. We're supposed to be the leader in the world when it comes to justice and equality and freedom, but not for these victims. They don't get justice. They don't get equality. They don't get freedom. They have been trapped and tormented within their own minds all of this time. The ones who survived. Why is Jeffrey Epstein ordering thousands of gallons of sulfuric acid? What is that used for? Anybody? Anybody? It's used to dissolve bodies, right? It's used to dissolve bodies. And what is that? What do you need that for? What does a billionaire hanging out with all of these powerful people need sulfuric acid for? And this jerky shit they're talking about, and these people are sick. These people are sick. And who knows what this guy had on these people, man? Who knows now? We can see some of this stuff, but a lot of the stuff they haven't even released. It's 3 million more pages, they say. And, sorry, excuse me. And we got a lot of redacted stuff in the first place. So just imagine what the stuff is that they don't want us to see. And Donald Trump was mentioned over 30,000 times, man. Over 30,000 times. And I don't understand how, if there was nothing incriminating, they say it wasn't. We have to take their word for it because we don't know. Shit's redacted and stuff's blacked out, and we may never know. But I tell you this, for what we do know is that we should not be still subscribing to this system. We should not be subservient to these people in Washington, D.C. These leaders are corrupt, they're dirty, and they're evil. And we should not be following these people. They're sending us to the wrong place in the wrong direction. And I'm not talking about a place called hell. There's no place called hell under the ground. No place in the sky called heaven. All of these things are states of mind, a state of being. Another story, another fable, fantasy made up to try and control you with fear and reward. And your reward is here. Your reward is here. Your reward is eliminating these evil people from power. That's our reward. That's when the world will get better. When we get rid of the devil. And the devil knows exactly who it is. Not he, not she. The devil is you if you're doing evil shit. And anybody else. But that's the duality of man, right? We can all be the devil or we can all be God. That's the power that they don't want you to know you have. But we have to remember who we are. And that's the only reason these people are controlling us the way they do is because we don't remember who we are. And they don't want us to remember who we are. They are trying to block your DNA download, man. Your DNA is repairing itself. And we all need to get in alignment. Because this thing is running out. This time, this system is fading. And it's fading fast. These cannibals are eating themselves now, eating each other. Those of us who are wanting to do good and be better need to get out of their way and let them eat each other. They're doing it right now. We need to figure out how we get out of this system and start something new. Let them eat each other. How do we build something parallel to this crap? How do we do that? We can't be at each other's throats and do that. We can't be fighting and do that. And they understand that. The people who control us, the people who control the systems understand that. They understand that if we're fighting, we can't accomplish anything. We can't build anything as long as we're fighting each other. So we can't be fighting each other. We have to build together. And more so than we think. And quicker and faster and a lot sooner than we think. This thing is not going to survive. It's not going to survive. Don't go down with this ship, guys. Don't go down with this sinking ship. It's not going to make it. It's not going to make it. And I don't mean this to be sounding like a message of gloom, because it's not. It's not. It's really a beautiful time to be alive. It's a great time to be alive if you know what time it is. If you know and understand that this is the age of Aquarius, this is the age of information. The information and the truth won't be denied. That's it. That's just where we are. And no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try to protect themselves and keep us from the truth, it will be known. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. This is the apocalypse. All is being revealed. The veil is being lifted. This is why you're seeing the things that you see. This is why you're seeing all the truths that you see about these people who have always been untouchable. Names in the press that we never heard before. People who never wanted their names in the press. You hear their names out there now. You hear them being called out loud. Les Wexner. These guys, these are people who you don't hear anything about. You know? And some people, I guess, are too powerful for us to even hear their names ever, because there are still a lot of names redacted, still a lot of allegations and truths being held back. So I don't know how we unplug, guys, but we have to unplug from this. I'm unplugging myself. And that's just what it is. We can't, save the world all at once. But each individual can save themselves all at once. We all need to unplug. That's just it, man. We need to throw in the towel on this thing. And not that that's a bad thing for this, because this is not a fight we're going to win. This system, this country will go to its knees, as it probably should, for all of the wrong shit that it's done throughout the world. Everywhere that this country has been, it has caused chaos and turmoil. Everywhere the U.S. has touched down, that is what it has done. These people have always given us a bad man, a boogeyman. They've always made sure we had somebody to hate while they do the dirt that they do throughout the world. What kind of place is this, man? What kind of country is this? Ask yourself, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? When we know that these people are absolutely, positively evil. And Donald Trump, if you didn't do anything, arrest the people who did. That's what we want. Accountability, man. The same kind of accountability that it would be for us if I got arrested for some shit like this. For just a regular guy. We want the same accountability for those people on the list. For those people in the files who were found to be doing wrong things, who were found to be guilty of the allegations. We want those people arrested, man. We want those people to go to jail. And we don't want these people in power, period. Any of them. We want accountability. We want truth. We want justice. For the victims. Who's going to stand up for the victims? Donald Trump. And you're talking about your friends. Who's going to stand up for the victims? Who's going to speak for them? Donald Trump. You worried about your rich friends. These filthy, filthy people. And as long as you stand up for them, you're filthy too. As long as you hide them, you're filthy too. You're disgusting too. And here's a moment for you, Donald Trump. I voted for you. This is a moment where you could just blow it all the way out of the water. You could do the right thing right here and blow it all out of the water. You want to be president forever till you die? Shit, tell the truth about this stuff. If you're innocent, tell it on the folks who aren't. And that's not funny. But if you're innocent, tell it. Tell it. Snitch. Snitch. This will be the one time the snitch don't get stitches, right? And maybe you will. See, this is how we know that he's not the most powerful man on the planet, guys. This is how we know Donald Trump is not running one damn thing. This is how we know he's bought and paid for and compromised. This is how we know. And to try to sit up here and rationalize that any other way in your mind, to me, is crazy. When the truth is staring you right in the face, when he said himself, my friends, but my friends. And these big platforms, man, who won't say a word about this shit. Dan Bongino, sucker. Steve Bannon, same thing. All of these, Steve Bannon was on the damn in the files. So that's probably why he's not saying anything. Dan, on the other hand, is just a yes man, apparently. I used to trust Dan until it came to Israel and this shit. But then I had to remember Dan is a politician too. And even Dan says they all lie. So he's a liar too. Yeah. Your silence is deafening. You and Steve Bannon. Your silence is deafening. Oh man, and these politicians, same thing. Same thing. We just have to do better, guys. We got to do better. We cannot keep on serving this system. Because to do so just means that we're serving Set, we're serving evil, we're serving Satan, whatever you want to call it. The dark side. Shit, that's who we serving, the dark side. As long as we keep this thing here up, as long as we keep buying, as long as we keep doing what we're doing every day, we get up every day and act like nothing happened. Judgment is on this country, guys, okay? Judgment is on this country, and it is on its way out. And I suggest that we, the people, get together and walk away from this thing, man. But we've got to organize. I know one person walking off their job is going to get fired, right? But if all of us who get up and go to work and run this country and make sure this country goes every day, if all of us get up and say, to hell with this, man, let's just pick a day, one day, to make an example of these people, man, to show these people that we have the power. They don't control us. We control this. They've tricked us into believing that they have all the control, but we have all the control. We got 300 million people here. You think their laws mean something if all of us say, fuck that? They don't. They don't. None of these elite people are going to come and turn off your lights or your gas or your water if we all say we're not going to do it. That means the people who turn off your lights, the people who turn off your water, the people who turn off your gas, ambulances, police, everybody, man. We all got to quit at the same time. Otherwise, this is just it. This is what it's going to be. And we all die living in this kind of hell. This is a hell. This is hell. You're here. You're here. And we all keep pretending that we're not. We're somewhere else. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember where you come from. You are connected to source. You are. You are. And the sooner we remember who we are, the better things will be for all of us and this country. But if we, the people, continue to just go along with this shit like everything's okay, then we'll see that this country will be done before you know it, before we even, it's on the way now, you know? Benjamin Netanyahu controls this place. He controls Donald Trump. He's going to control J.D. Vance or the next president unless we put our foot down. We have to be tired. Everybody has to be tired. Doge came along. They exposed all of the corruption, all of the stealing, all of the theft, the money laundering, all of the bad contracts and government contracts that they had that were just ridiculous. Just stealing our money, man. Just stealing our money. And even with all the money they recovered from the thefts, we haven't seen one supplement. We haven't seen anything for that. We're always last on the list. And it's bullshit that we're always last on the list. We all ought to be tired of this, man. Tired of these old white men telling us what to do, running this country in the ground. Raping kids, raping women, and telling us what to do. Does that make any sense to anybody? Does that make any sense to anybody? But yet we continue to go along with this every day. We continue to go along with this. We've got to stop. We've got to stop pretending that this is a real country ran by serious people. These people are devils, and all they know how to do is take. Obviously, that's all they know how to do is take. And we continue to give. Continue to bend over. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your energy. We've got to pull out of this thing, guys. We have got to pull out. It's going to take all of us to do it together. It's going to take all of us to do it. It's going to take all of us moving in the same direction together. Otherwise, this thing just won't work. And that could be just the reality of it. Maybe that's the reality of it. It's never going to work on this. Maybe this is what this is, this plane that we're on now. This is the plane where it never works. This is the plane that you want to raise your consciousness enough to leave when you do have to go. This is that level. We're here. We here. This is purgatory, I believe. Because this is where all the shit goes down, right? You can almost do anything you want to do here. Almost anything you want to do here without any pushback. They murder here. They rape here. Use drugs here. Whatever you want to do. Alcohol. Whatever you want to do. Rape kids. Rape women. That all happens here. Sounds like hell to me. So if you don't want to come back to this, again, get your consciousness right now. And see, that's for everybody. That's what this is all about. Us raising our consciousness level, the level of our consciousness. Trying to get to a place like Christ-like consciousness. Not Jesus, but Christ. Thanks again, guys. I love you. This is the Ken Patterson Show, guys. Y'all have a great night, man. And I'll see y'all here next time. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love y'all. Good night and peace.